Support for today's show comes from Squarespace. With beautiful templates created by world-class designers, Squarespace makes it easy to turn your idea into a new and unique website. Just a few clicks. I use Squarespace myself. It's easy, it's simple, it's fun. I don't know how to code. I never learned any of that stuff. Squarespace, their analytics also help you grow your site in real time. And if you have a question, they have award-winning 24/7 customer support. It's there to help. You think it, dream it, make it with Squarespace. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial. When you're ready to launch, use the offer code CG to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Want to remind everybody there's a new show on Earwolf. It's called Dr. Game Show, and it's run by my friend Joe Firestone, one of my absolute best friends in this world, one of the most brilliant comedians in New York City, doing just truly fantastic experimental stuff for years now. Her show, celebrities come in, they have guests come in. These people play game shows submitted by listeners. She also gets listeners on the phone. They play the game shows too. I was on the first episode on Earwolf. Just came out last week. Check out new episodes of Dr. Game Show. It comes out every Wednesday. It's wherever you get your podcasts, like Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, all the big ones. You know about it. If you ever think that my sense of humor is funny, I think you'll love Joe's sense of humor as well, because she and I are old pals and we're cut from the same weirdo cloth. And I hope you go to earwolf.com to check it out, and I hope you subscribe. Hello to all my wine cellar enthusiasts. It's Beautiful Anonymous. 1 hour, one phone call, no names, no holds barred.
I'd rather go one-on-one. I think it'll be more fun, and I'll get to know you, and you'll get to know me.
Hello, everybody. It's your old friend Chris Gethard here. A new episode, Beautiful Anonymous. Must be a Tuesday, unless, of course, you're listening to this after the first day it comes out. So happy to say thank you. I always like to start this podcast by being genuinely grateful to all the people who support it. I tell you, I get people stopping me almost every day now. I love your podcast, and it's nice. It's nice. I run into people on the streets of New York City. I keep going with that podcast. I get people sending messages on Instagram, Facebook. Love the podcast. It's so nice. It's genuinely so nice. It's supportive. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you to everybody who's supporting the Chris Gethard Show lately. You guys have heard it, pouring my heart and soul into this thing, trying to make it work. Thursday nights on True TV. And you guys have been supporting that as well. Thank you to those of you guys who are sinking your teeth into that one too. Means a lot. Trying to pay the mortgage, trying to stay creative, keep the hopes and dreams alive. So thank you for that. Last week's call, we talked to a really impressive guy, I thought. Police officer, works in the darkest units they got, darkest crimes. And I really loved him. I thought he had so much to say. And I'll tell you, it seems like you guys, based on the Facebook group reaction, by the way, Beautiful Anonymous, the Facebook group, it's over 20,000 people. Beautiful Anonymous, the community. You come join. It's people discussing episodes, and everybody's nice and warm, and it's not one of these internet pits that's just people fighting. It's just like all the mods killing it. Thank you guys for that. Facebook group, last week's episode, people really liked the caller and really didn't like the beeping of his smoke alarm that needed a battery replacement, which it made me laugh. It made me laugh so hard to see how many comments were like, loved this call. Insanely distracted by the smoke detector. Change your battery, sir. You're a law enforcement official. If anyone should know about smoke detectors, it's you. Maybe a fireman. But you should know too. It was funny, and I apologize to anybody who was distracted by that, but it did make me laugh. This week's call, here's what you're going to hear. I would call this a nice slice of life episode. I like those every once in a while where you just hear somebody who's going through some things. You hear from someone who's maybe a little distracted on her way to a gig. Maybe a little distracted because there's been some recent traumas. Also has a lot to say about world travels, about religion. It goes in many different directions, and here is what you'll hear. You'll hear a very pleasant, laid-back conversation, and then about halfway through, you're going to hear me start messing around, making a lot of jokes, because you know what I started to feel like? Yeah, this is a chat. It's a nice, pleasant chat with someone who feels warm and friendly, and I feel comfortable now just totally screwing around. So that's what we got this week. I think you're going to like it. There's some chuckles in here, some interesting stuff, especially the religion stuff. It stands out in my brain from when we recorded it. Anyway, I think you'll dig it. Enjoy the call.
Thank you for calling Beautiful Anonymous. A beeping noise will indicate when you are on the show with the host.
Hello?
Hi.
Yo!
Yo.
Hey.
Yo.
What's up?
What's up?
What? I don't know.
What's up?
I don't know. I'm hanging at my parents' house with their dogs, but now I'm outside my parents' house. So I'm not. I lied to you.
That's cool.
I didn't. I was inside now. I'm not anymore.
That's all right. I'm just glad to know right out of the gate that you're willing to lie. You're willing to bend the truth. I'll watch my back on this one.
Well, but I'll tell you immediately after.
Yeah.
So you'll know.
It's good to know you tell on yourself. You do bad things and then you tell on yourself.
Constantly.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that feeling. I understand. Yeah,
how are you?
How am I? I'm good. It's Friday. I'm at the end of another long week. I almost had a meltdown before my TV show yesterday, but we pulled it together and had a nice little episode that I was proud of. So
nice.
I'm feeling good. Bouncing back, basically.
Wait, I saw a tweet about that. I didn't watch the show, but I saw the tweet.
Well, I don't know how to react to that. Thanks for reading the tweets about how I'm panicking that no one watches the show.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm all right.
Okay.
I actually took the week off work, so it's not the end of anything for me. I took the week off work to come hang out with my parents and my best friend because I have been having sort of a rough time of life.
Oh, no.
Lately, but
I'm sorry.
Thank you. That's okay. It's all right.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there. I've been there many times. What's going on? What's going on?
In my life?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I can just be openly, blatantly honest with you because that's the whole point of this, right?
Yeah, nobody's ever gonna know.
Well, about a month ago now, one of my best friends from childhood, who we made music together and wrote music together and went to church together, OD'd. And I hadn't been in touch with her for a while, and it was really fucking weird. And I just happened to be home at the time, so I was able to spend some time with her parents. But it's been something that I've had a really hard time learning how to be human again after.
Yeah, I mean, I had a similar thing. I've talked about it on the show before. A kid who was my best friend growing up. He passed away. That was probably about 10 years ago now, maybe more. I'm really sorry. I know how hard that is. It's really bad.
Thanks.
Yeah. So that's why you're home. You're kind of checking in with your roots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd wanted to take this week off for a couple other reasons. I bought concert tickets for my best friend for his birthday. So we did that. And then I am playing a little show in my hometown tonight. So I wanted to take the whole week off anyway. And then when I was just not being a functional person, was like, okay, but I gotta leave now. I have to go away.
I get that. Wait, what do you mean you're playing a show? What do you play?
I sing stuff.
You sing stuff?
I'm a folk singer, songwriter.
A folk singer, songwriter. That's cool.
Yeah.
So you're playing one of them cool coffee houses. You play in the cool coffee houses.
It's a wine cellar.
Oh.
Usually I play in the coffee houses, but I'm playing a wine cellar.
Stepping up.
I'm moving on up in the world. Exactly.
This is like Dylan plugging in, going electric. You're leaving the coffee houses behind for wine. That's
precisely.
Cool. That's very cool.
Yeah.
And you have a show tonight?
Yeah.
Nice.
At 7. So I'm just gonna wave at my best friend when it's time for me to leave and have us set up.
Wait, because just for anybody listening, it's just about 6 as we talk. So how long does it take to get there?
5 minutes. And then it takes no time to set up because it's just me.
So you're telling me during the course of this call, you're going to make your way to a wine cellar and set up leading up to...
It's going to be great. It's going to be fine. It's going to be wonderful.
And you go on at 7 or doors are at 7?
Well, I mean, it's a wine cellar. It's a free thing. It's like no reservations. Come and go as you please. So like, they're not going to care as long as I start singing at 7.
So you are going to, if I'm doing the math right, you're going to start singing less than 10 minutes after we hang up the phone.
Yeah, that's fine.
How are you going to get there? Are you going to be driving during the course of this call?
No, I'll wave my best friend, and then he'll be like, he'll look at me and he'll be like, am I going to drive your car? He's making a car. He's made a wheel with his hands. Yeah, so he's going to drive.
So
my sound stuff is already in the car. I just have to take my guitar to the car.
So he's present. This best friend is present, and he's slowly sorting out that you're on a phone call you're not willing to hang up on. You're going to make your way to a wine cellar where you're going to play a show, and we will walk right up to the beginning of it. So no sound check tonight because of this phone call. We're not sound checking.
Well, I don't know. I could sound check 5 minutes before and then walk away. Honestly, I could probably sound check at 7 and then walk away and like talk to my neighbors and their friends, and no one would care. Wow. Because that's like, you know, it's not a show I'm like hugely publicizing. That's not whatever. Nothing matters. I don't know. It's chill. It's chill enough that like, I don't know. Like, I'm going to get paid and people are going to come, and the people who are going to come are not going to get mad if I'm not playing at 7. Mm-hmm. If I play at like 7:03, they're going to be like, oh, shit.
That's okay. We'll bleep your name.
Things.
We'll bleep your name.
Yeah, whatever.
That's okay.
Nothing matters.
I already forgot it. I've expelled it from my head.
It's fine.
I've expelled it from my head.
That's cool.
Yeah. Wait.
Anyway, they'll be like, lol, it's that kid. And then they'll be excited even if it's 7:03 or 4.
Yeah,
or
people,
5.
the anticipation will build. How long have you been playing music?
Kind of forever. My dad actually was like making a jab at me the other night at dinner, because I always say when I'm on stage that it's because of my dad. Like he stayed home with me when I was a kid, and he always sang and wrote songs. And so I was like, there's the one human who's in my life most of the day. He sings and plays the guitar and writes music, so I guess I'll do that.
Yeah.
And then the other night at dinner, my dad was like, yeah, you always say that from the stage, but you never told me that, never asked me for any advice.
That's a weird, aggressive way for your dad to speak to you. Is that the actual tone he spoke? Seems unnecessarily aggressive, if you ask me.
He's only unnecessarily aggressive when he's kind of completely joking.
Okay, got it.
He's the nicest guy in the whole world, and then every once in a while he has some feelings, and he like grumbles, and then it's fine.
Okay.
It passes in like 10 seconds.
Yeah, I know that type. So this best friend, is this the same best friend you went to the concert with the other night? The concert tickets?
Yes.
Who'd you see?
Yeah. Paramore.
Who? Paramore?
Yeah.
It's weird. When you said the word Paramore, your voice went electrified as if it was some sort of weird product placement for Paramore.
Oh, wow.
It was like Paramore. It's like Paramore.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm his best friend. So you don't live in this town anymore, but you return, and your best friend still lives there, and your family still lives there.
Yes.
You in school?
Correct.
Are we in school? Am I piecing this together?
I moved for grad school, and I've been out of grad school for like a year, but I just stayed put in the city that I moved to because it seemed like a good fit.
Good fit.
There's a really cool singer-songwriter scene, and I have a day job at a cafe that I don't hate at all. So.
And do you ever perform at the cafe where you work?
No, we don't have an entertainment license or whatever it is.
Let's get on that.
I know.
Now, what did you study in grad school?
Early music.
Early music?
Which always confuses people. Yeah, basically like everything. Basically, I feel like there are multiple ways to explain it, but I think people tend to think of it as music that you play on instruments that aren't modern, except I'm a singer, so I just sing on the voice that I have. But like basically like anything 1750s-ish and before. Like some music you're going to play on like a harpsichord or a forte piano instead of a piano.
And this is music you were learning to play or that you were just researching?
I was singing.
You were, and is this like monk chants? Do monk chants count as part of this?
Times. Yeah, definitely.
The chants of a monk, the Gregorian monks, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Now, what marks, the Gregorian monks are known for their singing, correct?
Yeah.
What are the signature trade monks? Trade monks. That's going to become a thing. People are going to slam me on that. People are going to start tweeting the word trade monks at me, and I'm going to have to ignore it because it's going to make me feel dumb.
No, I'm not.
What are the trademarks of the Gregorian monk's style of chanting?
I really should see now if I say anything, people are going to start yelling at me because I don't really know what I'm talking about.
You have a master's degree.
Well, the problem is when you have a master's degree in everything since like the beginning of time to when box size, then like I feel like I don't really know anything about anything at all.
Oh, that's fair. So, okay, what are the things you are most interested in?
So many
sea shanty?
years.
Do you study sea shanties? Are sea shanties a part of this?
I've never studied sea shanties.
Okay, never studied sea shanties.
What really got me into it was Italian madrigals.
Okay. The hell is that?
Exactly. I feel like Monteverdi is Claudio Monteverdi, I think, is the like early music gateway for a lot of people. And he wrote a lot. He wrote some solo stuff, but he mostly did, not mostly. What am I talking about? Everyone's going to get mad at me. He did a lot of like 4 and 5 voice unaccompanied music.
Okay.
So I sang a lot of that in college because there was a madrigal singers group.
It's a madrigal singers group. Okay.
Yeah. So that really got me into it.
Would I know a madrigal if I heard one?
Hall.
Would I know one? Would I be like, oh, that's a madrigal? Would I know it?
Probably not.
Okay. There's no like...
I don't know.
Oh, I initially thought you were singing a madrigal, and that's what it sounded like.
No, I'm just being weird.
As you doing a cartoon voice. Now, are you in the car with your best friend? Because I heard you whispering to someone.
No.
Okay.
No, it's only 6:02. We got time.
That's true. 58 minutes till you're on stage.
He's probably going to wave at me if we're running out of time.
So wait, he's just sitting in the car right now, waiting? Just sitting around like an asshole?
And I'm sitting on my parents' stoop.
And where's he? He's in the car looking at you, wondering what's wrong?
No, he's next to me.
He's next to you?
He's not going to talk to you, though.
He's not interested, not a fan?
Not interested.
Wow.
I mean, he's a fan.
No, he's not. You're lying.
He's a fan. He says anxiety. He's a fan.
No,
You've hugged him.
I've hugged him. Yes, okay.
Yeah.
I give out a free hug.
Thank you for this hug, which is like my favorite story. I tell my friends all the time.
Wait, he said that or I said that?
You did.
Thank you for this hug. That sounds like a thing I would do. Oftentimes I will get that where fans, I have the market cornered on fans who are disinterested in speaking to me. That's fans who are too awkward to speak to me, but then will hug me and I'll quietly whisper, thank you for this hug. Did I quietly whisper it into his ear as we hugged?
No, I mean, I heard it.
You were there.
You couldn't have whispered it. I was there, yeah.
Oh, wow.
We saw you, and I think, to be fair, we definitely would have talked to you, but I think you had been talked out by all of the people who got to you before we did, so we were like,
okay, so
we did talk. We were extremely awkward.
This was clearly a stop on the Beautiful Anonymous tour, based on what you're describing.
Yeah.
Or there'd be a long. Here's what it was like after a Beautiful Anonymous tour show for me. Was me standing behind a merch table, and about 100 very, very kind people who all wanted to talk, and I was so psyched and flattered and thrilled to talk to all of them, and none of them bought any merch. Just one by one.
Dan, we waited outside like fools. Although we bought stuff at that thing that happened once in the city. What am I talking about? Career suicide.
What?
We bought stuff at Career Suicide, so you can't blame us for not buying stuff.
No, I'm just kidding. Nobody,
because we already bought stuff.
Nobody has to buy anything. Maybe if there's a big giant line of people waiting to buy something, you wait.
To buy things.
Well, I will just say this: if you want to have a long heart to heart, everybody knows I'm always down. But if you sense that there's 30 people behind you who maybe do want to put a little food in my belly, put a little rent in my pocket, maybe just wait till after those people bought something. But that's okay. It's okay. Tell your friend I said hello, and once again, thank you for the hug.
Chris Gethard says hello, and once again, thank you for the hug. He says hi.
Okay. He's not very enthusiastic about me.
Oh, do you want me to tell him that? He says that he told you after... he told me that he told you after the Beautiful Anonymous taping that he told you how much he appreciated your part of Career Suicide. That was like, I didn't realize that I could like that I got to grow old and be happy, and that was an option.
Well,
and
that's
he wants me
awfulness.
to tell you again.
Well, tell him I said
that he identifies with that.
Tell him I said thanks, and I'm so sorry that he identifies with that. And I'm glad I could help.
He says thanks, and he's very sorry that you identify with that, but he's glad you could help.
Anyway, so tell me more about you. You're reeling, you're sitting with your best friend, you lost another friend that's on your mind, that's in your head. I'm really sorry about that.
Yeah.
Thinking about these madrigals, thinking about these folk tunes. What else do I need to know? Where are you at right now? Where are you at? Where's your head at? Where's your heart at?
Well, I think I always kind of want to know how I'm supposed to make a difference with things. Like, I don't know. That I'm a musician, but it's not like I have a huge following. But I feel like if I ever do, if I have the power to raise money on behalf of someone or raise awareness of something, I want to be able to. And I think the past month of my life has sort of been like, how does this thing factor in? And I think it's always kind of shitty that I want to say sorry, Sally, but I'm not sorry, but I am.
Okay.
But sometimes swearing has to happen. It's how I feel.
I guess you just stood up to my mom in a weird way. Just gave my mom the hand. You gave my mom the hand a little bit. I mean, if you don't, Aunt Karen's even more mad about the cursing lately than my mom. Sally
Karen?
Yeah, Sally has become more okay with cursing. Sally's a little more okay with it. Aunt Karen, not happy though. Sorry, Aunt Karen.
That sounds exactly like my mom and my Aunt Karen.
Well, look at that.
So if my Aunt Karen ever hears this, sorry to both of them.
So you write original songs?
Yeah.
Can I say something? Is that okay?
Yes.
If you sit around worrying about, as an artist, if you sit around worrying about the impact and how can you make a difference, I feel like you're looking so far towards the horizon. I would argue that the only job an artist has is to make your art, and if it makes an impact, that's a beautiful thing. But it's not up to you, and it's not even for you to worry about. You make the thing, and then people receive the thing, and that comes from the perspective of someone who spent most of his life as an artist very unsuccessful, and is currently, in the past 2 years, marginally successful. Can't worry about it. You can't worry about the impact. You got to worry about the art, and the impact will come. The impact will come, my friend.
I guess I feel like if I have a platform, I need to be cognizant of how I use it, though.
Sure. I mean, you got to be cognizant. Everybody's got to be cognizant. Gotta.
Yeah.
It's true. I think about it a lot.
I don't know. I feel like I'm like I tend to be, I don't know. I was going to say I tend to be loud, but that's just true of me in general and not about like me and causes and music. I just tend to be loud. But I don't know. I guess I feel like there are these things. Oh, what I was going to say before when I got sidetracked about swearing was that I feel like it's not great that sometimes it takes a really horrible thing to bring something to the surface and like really publicly talk about it.
Yeah.
Which sucks. Like I almost feel like, I don't know, like I almost feel like not a liar, but I feel strange for even being like, this is a thing that we need to talk about, because it wasn't a thing that I was talking about publicly much until I lost my friend, like
in terms of,
I kind of wrote songs about it, but no one knows that like, I feel like there are very few people in my life who actually know what those few songs that I wrote were about. So it's like, I was talking about addiction kind of, sort of like quietly. I don't know.
I get that. I get that in the wake, like in the week of this death happening, this tragedy happening, that you'll feel that. I get that. And maybe you do want to respond and be more explicit in your views on it. But I don't think you can beat yourself up for not writing outright protest songs against the thing that hadn't yet had its impact on you. I understand the guilt, the retroactive guilt, but you gotta, I think now, move forward, deciding what the next step is.
Yeah. And I think especially when I was a kid, the songs were like, I don't know, like I feel like the ultimate message behind them was like, why are you being dumb? Stop making dumb decisions. And that's not a message I identify with right now. It's just like how I felt when I was a teenager and was like, stop doing stupid things.
Now, how old are you now?
And then how old am I? How old am I?
Guys, after years of doing this, leave it to me to ask the hard-hitting questions like, how old are you now? I think it's a good time to take a break. We got sponsors. They bring stuff to you. There's promo codes in there. If you like the stuff, use the promo codes. It helps the show. Thank you to all our sponsors. We'll be back soon with more phone call. Can't stress enough how much I love my Sonos. I got Sonos speakers in my living room. I got 3 of them in there, plus a play bass and a subwoofer. I got one in my kitchen, one in my bedroom, one in my bathroom. Use them every day. I love them. My wife loves them. My wife's a musician. She takes audio seriously, and we love them. We listen to our music on it, our podcasts on it. We got our TV hooked up to it. You guys can hear my voice. This one's so genuine. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Sonos lets you have pulse pounding sound in any room or every room at once. My wife can be in the bedroom listening to one thing. I'll be in the kitchen listening to another, all off of our Wi-Fi with the app, which is so easy to use. Sonos does have this simple app. I'm telling you, you control everything. You can set up the speakers. It takes about 5 minutes. You do it off the app. Volume on the app. Songs in different rooms on the app. And now Sonos is offering the listeners of Beautiful Anonymous 10% off an order. You got to have an order of $2,500 or less than that. Any product on Sonos.com, Sonos.com. Offers available, limited time only. Can't be combined with other discounts or promos, but I'm telling you guys, you use the promo code STORIES10, that's capital STORIES 10 at Sonos.com. Get the offer. You're going to love them. These speakers are no joke. Support for today's show comes from Squarespace. If you're ready to start a new business, make it stand out with Squarespace. They got beautiful templates created by world-class designers. Squarespace makes it easy to turn your idea into a new and unique website. I use Squarespace. I really enjoy it. It makes it so easy. I've always been very intimidated by coding and the back-end side of websites. I find it very intimidating, very overwhelming. Squarespace makes it easy, streamlined. You can do it yourself. Customize everything, the way it looks, the way it feels, the products you're trying to sell through it. Use Squarespace's analytics, help your website grow. Also, everything's optimized for mobile right out of the box. That's so important. It's so important these days. They got the mobile. Plus, there's extensions to choose from, over 200 of them. It's a great thing. Squarespace offers a new way to buy domains, and you never have to install or patch or upgrade anything ever. Although, should mention, you have a question? Great. Squarespace has a 24/7 customer support system there. It's award-winning. They're there to help. A dream is just a great idea that doesn't have a website yet. Make it a reality with Squarespace. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial. When you're ready to launch, use the offer code CG to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's squarespace.com, offer code CG. Thanks again to all of the advertisers who make this show happen. You guys are super kind. Please do support them if you're so inclined. And now let's get back to the phone call. Now, how old are you now?
And then how old am I? How old am I? I'm 25. Turning 26 in 10 days. Losing my health insurance.
You lose your health insurance in 10 days.
Well,
and another thing for you to worry about. You got worries on the mind, my singer-songwriter friend.
Yeah, and then I've just not been doing anything about the health insurance because for the past month I've just been like, goes to work, goes home, stares at the ceiling, doesn't know how to be a person. So am I going to go online and research health insurance?
For someone with a master's degree,
stare at the ceiling.
I got to say, you have a master's degree in music and you do enjoy when you get emotional, you tend to turn your words into little tiny songs, sort of like this. When the real emotion comes, it turns into a cartoon song that masks the emotion. Have you noticed that about yourself?
True.
It's true.
Yeah. I'm also not using the master's degree because I went straight back to the singer-songwriter thing. So now I'm just in a ton of debt for learning to make other music.
I mean, no offense by this. What careers are available for someone who has studied an expertise in Italian madrigals? I mean, there could be some I'm not familiar with, but please enlighten me.
No, I mean, I have a church job. I think that's a main source of income for singers in cities. And by main, I mean it's $80 a week. But
church, you sing at church services?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Are you very religious?
What an interesting question.
What an interesting question. I hope someone takes your call and takes all the little mini songs you do and makes dope ass remix. I hope someone makes a mixtape. What an interesting question. It's got like an EDM vibe. What an interesting question.
That's me.
EDM. Okay, so you were saying church jobs.
Was I saying? Was I? Oh,
I asked you if you were religious.
I grew up. I feel like if I tell you what religion I grew up in, people are going to be like, there are only 5 of us. But whatever. I could anyway.
There's only 5 people in
there
religion.
aren't 5 of us. We're just heavily concentrated in like 2 cities.
Mormons or
in
Amish?
America.
Mormon or Amish?
Moravian.
What?
See, now I had to tell you because everyone was going to think I was Amish. No.
Moravian?
Yeah.
What is the Moravian? I'm not familiar, I got to say.
That's fine. Most people aren't. The only reason I would even think you might be was because there are some Moravians in New Jersey, but like, again, like 5.
What's the deal with the Moravians? Everything you say is a thing I don't know about.
Oops. It's a really tiny denomination. We're in full communion with the Episcopal Church and the United Methodists, I think, and Presbyterian USA. Like, I don't know. We're basically just like a relatively progressive Protestant denomination. And the only thing that really frustrates me about it is that it almost just seems like there are no rules. So then, like, and that's fine because rules about how to live your life are stupid. But then there are people who are like, there aren't any rules. And therefore, my God says that gays are bad. And I'm like, where are you getting that? And that's not most of the church. Like, most of the church is really great. And it's a really cool community full of really great people. But because we don't tend to take a stand on a whole lot as a church, it gets messy. Also, most of the Moravian church is in Tanzania. So a big part of the gay marriage debate was like, we can't allow our gays to get married because then they'll know in Tanzania that we allow our gays to get married and they'll get mad at the Moravians in Tanzania and then they'll kill them. And like, I don't know to what extent any of that argument is valid.
Hold on. I could not be more confused, right? I cannot be. So you're a member of a church that is an old school Protestant denomination that has links with a lot of modern Protestant denominations. I didn't even know there were alliances amongst different Protestant denominations. But it's also it's a denomination that in specific has to be very careful about its social policies so as to not get members in Tanzania murdered.
I mean, I don't really know about murdered. That's what I'm saying is like, I don't know to what extent that is true. But like, also it's only because of the Christian right in America that churches in Africa, Christian churches in Africa are so socially ridiculous, if that's a thing I'm allowed to say. But like, it's our fault. We did it to them. And now, I mean, we're not the Christian right. The Moravian church is not the Christian right. But by we, I just mean like America.
So extremist American
social conservatism to them.
You're telling me that extreme social conservative Christianity in America has passed on those traditions to Africa, and that now a progressive church that is admittedly very small in America has to make sure its policies don't incite violence in Tanzania. I couldn't be more confused. Yeah. I couldn't be, I'm going to just say it, couldn't be more confused. Loving it.
Well, when... So... with Moravians, there was, it was like, 18th century? See, now I'm forgetting history. I guess it must have been 18th, 17th, 18th century. I don't know. Sort of the Moravian church as it is today formed in Germany. And then one of the things that they wanted to do was go do mission, and not like the scary kind of mission where you're converting people, but like the okay kind of mission where you're like going and helping people and being like, I think Jesus sent me, doesn't mean you have to be a Christian, because that's, I personally think, the only kind of mission that doesn't suck. But so immediately when the Moravians left Germany, they were just going everywhere. So that's how so much of the church ended up in Tanzania.
It just caught on like wildfire in Tanzania.
The mission was really successful there. Yeah.
caught on like wildfire in Tanzania.
Yeah.
And that's where it's biggest now.
Yeah.
You ever get out there? You ever go to Tanzania?
No.
Do you feel a strong connection to the church?
Yes.
You hedged your bets on that
I'm
answer.
just always hesitant to say that. Well, I was just because people turn Christianity into this really scary, awful thing.
Yeah, and I get slammed for that sometimes on this show. I've gotten in a few fights with people who are very Christian, who don't like my city, my northeastern liberal city heathen views. But I actually respect Christianity a lot. I think it can take on some dark forms, as can any life philosophy. But I get slammed a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you sing in churches. You sing in churches on the weekends.
Yeah. And then I've done recitals here and there, but for the most part, I think for the most part with early music, unless you're, I don't know. I think it's almost like anything being a vocalist and being dependent on anyone else is that if you're not one of the several huge people, like you're probably not making a living at it unless you're teaching and singing in choirs.
Yeah.
And I'm not super into singing in choirs.
Yeah, I get that. You're trying to stake your own claim, do your own thing. Just you and an acoustic guitar, traveling the hills.
Yeah.
And just to be clear, your best friend is still just sitting next to you on the steps right now? There's just a guy sitting...
I think he went inside to get a jacket.
To get a jacket? So it's a little chilly. We're saying it's a little chilly.
I started walking around because both my feet fell asleep. So
both your feet fell asleep. I don't know if we've ever had a call this all over the place. It starts with a tragic death from overdose. Then we go into folk singing, and then we go into ancient music. Then we go into the Moravian church, and now someone's feet have fallen asleep. What's you?
Also, my mom says she loves you.
Oh, tell your mom I love her back. That's rad.
He loves you too. That's rad. She says, cool. She's smiling to herself. She'd go see you again in a heartbeat.
Oh, that's so... The whole family came out. That's nice. I see, but your dad I'm scared of now because I know your dad can be a surprisingly stern man.
No, he's great. He just doesn't really... He doesn't travel a whole lot. So he doesn't travel a whole lot, and they have 2 dogs. So usually it's like my mom and me and my best friend will meet up somewhere and do something.
How many people are just hanging around? How many people are just hanging around you on this phone call?
Well, my mom is going to... My parents are going to the beach for a couple of days, so they're actually, like, packing right now.
Okay.
And my mom said she loved you, and she came outside and brought a suitcase to the car, and then she went back inside.
Okay. So everybody's packing.
Yeah.
Now, this best friend, how'd you meet the best friend? What makes him the best friend?
High school.
High school.
Yeah, we met in our English class freshman year.
He's Moravian too?
Yeah, because I did it.
Because you did it?
I was like, hey, you know what's cool? Church. You know what's also cool? Jesus camp.
So you had a friend who wasn't your best friend was not religious, and then you said come to church in Jesus camp.
Yeah, well, I think he wasn't particularly religious. Like his family's Catholic, I suppose, but like
you flipped
really
them.
Loosely.
You flipped them.
Well, I don't know. It's not like I don't know. He wasn't dedicated to anything. I don't think he wasn't baptized. He was baptized Moravian when he was like 16 or 17 because he decided to.
And what is it that makes you two so tight? What is it that's such a good match as friends?
I don't know. There's just this thing. One of my friends in college and I talked a lot about people being under your skin, but not in like the creepy way, just the way that it's like, I'm here with you. I understand you on some fundamental level that we can't really describe.
Okay.
And I think I sort of just collect people like that. And he's one of them. Like we just always sort of understood each other on some fundamental level and wanted to help each other be better people in the world because it's a confusing place.
And is he happy in the hometown? He still lives in the hometown. Is he happy there, or is he feeling cooped up in the hometown?
I don't think he's feeling cooped up. I don't know. I could ask him.
Yeah, I got to say, I'm a little personally insulted that he won't even say hello to me.
Well, you understand anxiety, right? Right? You're
Yeah,
Chris
of course.
Gethard.
Of course I do. It's like my whole
Right?
thing. It's like my whole brand.
Exactly.
It's like my whole brand. You got to have a
So he doesn't
brand.
want to talk to you on the phone because he's anxious.
That's fair. That's fine. Don't get mad at me. You
Yeah.
made that into another song. He doesn't want to talk to you on the phone because he's anxious. You do turn things into songs a lot, huh?
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Now, do you think your songwriting moving forward is going to be affected by the recent death of your friend?
Definitely.
Are you already formulating new songs about this
I don't know
situation?
how, but yeah. I don't know. I just keep having like flashes of lines. I think I haven't really absorbed and or come to terms. I don't know. Her dad said something to me like in the couple of days after, like, you have to sing with both of your hearts now, right? And I was like, freak out. But
Well, referring to your heart and your friend's heart.
yeah, but
Wow.
I don't know.
That's an intense
I
thing
feel
to
like you
say.
can't. I don't know. Like I don't want to not take it seriously, but I also am just like you have to take things that a grieving father says with a grain of salt.
Yeah, you got to
Because
give
especially
everybody
me,
some
like
room.
I'm a super empathetic person, and I feel like I could very easily accidentally just be like, "This has to be my whole life now," which isn't reasonable.
Yeah, yeah. You said you have been writing some lines. Some random lines have been coming to you.
Yeah.
Are there any you'd like to share?
I don't know if they're formulated enough. Like
That's
even if
fair.
I'm trying to think of the melody of one of them, I don't know if it has a real melody because I don't know if I've ever sung it out loud.
Hey, no is a fair answer.
Yeah.
I can take a no.
That's cool. That's cool. That's good. That's healthy. Right?
We got 25 minutes
I think my
left.
heart just stopped pounding out of my chest. That's weird.
Why? Why was your heart pounding out of your chest?
Cause you're Chris Gethard and we like you and we hugged you once and my mom loves you and there's
Yeah.
a lot of pressure.
You don't have to be, there's no pressure. I stink. I'm bad at what I do. I'm not great at what I do.
That's just not true.
And I'm the least
What are
intimidating
you talking
person.
about?
I'm just some guy.
I do that because of you. I shout, "What are you talking about?" because of you. I'm pretty sure.
I do say that a lot. I do often ask that. Many situations in my life where I very validly have to ask, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
No pressure. Your heart doesn't need to be pounding out of your chest. Pretty non-threatening
Well, it's done
individual.
now, so.
That's good.
Yeah.
So when are we leaving for this gig? I want to know when we're leaving for this gig.
I don't know. What time is it?
6:26.
You and my best friend said it at the same time.
Look at that.
I don't know. We should probably go. I should probably hug my mom, right? You don't want to have the phone. Nope, you don't. Okay, great.
This guy, I'm getting my feelings hurt now. I'm getting my feelings hurt. Can you tell him that my feelings are actually getting hurt?
No, because then you're going to hurt his feelings, and I don't want that.
No, well, now
Why
he's
is that
going to
hurting?
wonder what you're talking about. Now he's going to wonder what that meant, and his anxiety's going to go through the goddamn roof.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. No.
See, everything's falling apart on
No.
both sides. He's freaked out. I'm freaked out.
I think everyone's fine.
Okay.
Oh, do you have my bag? Lol, it's in the car. My guitar's still inside, right? I think so. My sound stuff was in the car, but my guitar's inside. Okay, cool. Well,
Listen, I don't want this phone call to mean you forget your capos or anything like that. And don't forget your
no, my
capos.
capo's in my case. I'm not
You
that
sure?
foolish.
You got to
Hang
keep
on. I'm going to go away. But I have to go. Okay, well, come to the front porch and hug me. Okay, she's coming right now.
I guess we'll
Dad, I suppose you should hug me also. Or I should hug you. I don't know. He probably thinks I'm talking to you. He probably doesn't. I don't know if he knows who I'm on the phone with.
Who, your dad?
Yeah.
Your dad bugs me out. All I know about your dad is he said, all I know about your dad is he said one harsh thing one time. That's all I know about him. That's my whole frame of reference.
Oh, no, but he also influenced me to make music.
That's
And he
good.
stays home with the dogs.
That's good. Sounds
And
like
he's
good.
nice.
Well, that's good. All I knew about him was he said that one thing that one time.
Yeah, that's okay. He was just pretending upset.
Yeah.
So where's Dad?
So who would you compare your music to?
Once one of my friends told me that I could be the next Patty Griffin, and I took that to heart. because Patty Griffin's my favorite.
Can't say I'm familiar. Do I know Patty Griffin? How do I know Patty Griffin?
She wrote some Dixie Chick songs, by which I mean she wrote them and they became Dixie Chick songs.
Oh, that's cool.
She wrote Fly. What else did she write? So Long Dead. She wrote Top of the World. Dixie Chicks did that. Truth Number 2. Dixie Chicks did that.
Okay.
Nothing rings a bell. That's fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine right now.
Everything's fine. Everything's great.
Well, now I feel like you're mocking
The guy who
me.
moved my piano recently told my neighbor I'd never met that I was the next Julia Nunes, which I think is not accurate, but made me happy.
Wait, the next who? It got swallowed up.
Julia Nunes.
Julia Nunes. Okay. The guy who moved your piano said you're the next Julia Nunes.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
I think he just looked up my music. I don't even know how he knew what I sounded like. I think he probably looked up my music from my email address.
Oh, that's so he creeped on you, is what you're saying. This piano mover creeped on you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I moved my parents' piano in my Prius. That's a fun fact.
How did you get a piano in a Prius? That doesn't make any sense. Piano can't fit in a Prius. You're lying.
I know. It was a short upright. I had a taller upright, but it wouldn't fit in my basement cave where I live.
You live in a cave? You live in a basement cave?
Oh, it's a basement. It's not really a cave. I just call it a cave.
You got roommates or you live by yourself in a cave?
I have 2 roommates, and we have a cat.
Uh-huh.
He's our son.
He's your son?
Yeah. Whenever people ask whose cat he is, we get offended.
Because it's a familiar
all
unit.
of our cats.
And what else should I know about your personal
tell people
life?
He has 3 moms because he's a very progressive cat.
Uh-huh. So you have a cat with 3 moms. You work in a cafe.
Yeah.
You have a best friend, but he lives at home. What else do I need to know about your personal life? Once again, guys, Katie Couric taught me a lot a few months back. Hard-hitting questions. What else do I need to know about your personal life? I'm really bringing the heat as an interviewer today. I think we all need to cool down from that hot question. Let's hear from our advertisers. They have products. They have services. They have promo codes that you can use, and when you do, it helps out our show. Listen in, enjoy them. We'll be back with more phone call. We all need to take a little bit better care of ourselves, and mental health, it's no exception. That's why today's sponsor, Talkspace, the online therapy company, makes it easy to connect with an experienced, licensed therapist that you pick based on your preferences for a fraction of the price of traditional therapy. It's no secret that I'm a big fan of therapy. I have talked about my therapist much. I'm a big believer in the idea that you should go find help. I think Talkspace is a very modern way, and it might work for you. Check it out. You can send your therapist texts, audio, video messages, even do a live video chat. Talkspace therapists are fully licensed and go through a rigorous screening process in addition to thousands of hours of supervised professional training. To match with your perfect therapist, go to Talkspace.com/beautiful. And as a special offer for our listeners, you can use the coupon code BEAUTIFUL. You get $30 off your first month, and you show your support for the podcast. That's coupon code BEAUTIFUL at Talkspace.com/beautiful. Talkspace, therapy for how we live today. Thanks again to all of our sponsors. Now, let's finish off the phone call. So you have a cat with 3 moms. You work in a cafe.
Yeah.
You have a best friend, but he lives at home. What else do I need to know about your personal life?
I don't know. I don't have anything romantic going on.
Nothing romantic going on. Are you on the hunt? Are you on the prowl? Are you looking for that? Or are you okay with that and focusing in on your career and your music decisions?
I think I'm okay with that.
Uh-huh. Okay. That was a short answer. That was a short answer to what I thought was a pretty layered
My car
question.
started being dumb.
Yeah, I thought something was going on because I thought that question had a lot of layers, and then it was the shortest answer you've given all night long.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to get out and switch sides with my best friend. Oh, no, he's going to try. Okay, just kidding. Haha.
Well, now I'm just listening to you figure out a faulty car situation.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's just my Prius. But when other people drive it, they feel like it's a spaceship. And
This is your Prius.
I'm really sorry. It's my Prius.
Okay,
He's driving it because I'm on a telephone call.
yeah, we got to focus up a little bit here. We got to focus up a little bit.
We're focusing.
Whoa,
We're focusing. What about my personal life?
Whoa, you just wigged
I
out.
don't know.
Just wigged out.
Not dating anyone. Not really trying to date anyone. Except one particular YouTuber I decided is my boyfriend, but we've never met, and he doesn't know that, so it's fine.
You have a crush on a YouTuber?
Yeah.
You're 25 years old.
So what?
Don't YouTubers usually, isn't the YouTuber target demographic like 14 to 16-year-olds? No offense to YouTubers.
Yeah, but nothing matters.
Who's this YouTuber you have a crush on so bad? These YouTubers, by the way, for anybody else who's listening, I'm in my upper 30s, and I know we have a lot of listeners who are older than this. These YouTubers are like fucking billionaires. Sorry, Aunt Karen, but they are.
No.
They sleep on piles of money. Like Scrooge McDuck. They're like Scrooge McDuck. They dive into piles of gold. These YouTubers. Who's this YouTuber you love so much?
He's a trans YouTuber. He and another trans guy have a podcast called You're So Brave. I'm learning a lot, and it's really great, and he's my favorite.
You got a crush on some YouTuber.
Yeah.
You ever reach out? You ever send a private message to the YouTuber?
No, I haven't.
Nobody has. These YouTubers.
Although he and my best friend took a selfie once.
He and your best friend took a selfie. Well, did he say thank you for the selfie?
Yeah.
Did he say thank you for the selfie?
I don't think he said thank you for this selfie.
I guess I'm a little more polite than this YouTuber.
You're much more polite than he is.
But he's probably got a lot more money and a lot brighter future prospects.
I don't think so.
I think so. These YouTubers, they just print money. They just print money, these YouTubers. And I'm here slugging it away on TV like a dinosaur. And then they got all the 25-year-old girls got crushes on the YouTubers, and then I get weird messages on Instagram from girls that say things like, "You have weird hands." It's a message I got.
You're married, though.
Yeah, I mean, I know. I know. I'm just jealous of everybody. We got to talk about something.
I'm sorry.
Talk about something.
Sorry.
I'm not promoting infidelity with my wife. I'm not looking to be infidel. Now I'm on the defensive. Now you got me on the defensive yet again, up against the ropes, my friend.
Sorry.
With your aggressive accusations yet again. Yet again.
I didn't make any accusations.
You've been pinning me to the wall this whole time. You've been coming at me. You've been coming at me with...
I've just been making innocent comments about music.
You've been coming at me with unmitigated aggression for the past 45 minutes. It's finally hitting the fan. Shit's finally hitting the fan. I'm hitting my breaking point.
No, I'm sorry. Can I fix it?
That's okay. We just looked it up. This guy you have a crush on only has 11,000 followers. I actually feel a lot more secure about myself.
Yeah, yes. That's what I'm telling you. Don't look it up, but he has 11,000 followers.
That's what I'm feeling a lot. I'm actually feeling a lot better about myself.
Yeah, but he's like, now he knows that he's not rolling in money. So Chris isn't mad anymore.
Yeah, my insecurities have gone away.
Yeah.
Also, hey, if your best friend doesn't want to talk, he doesn't get to also just have a verbal play-by-play that distracts from our conversation.
Okay, I'm sorry.
He's either in or he's out.
Attention.
He's in or he's out. That's the last thing you... Just turn to him right now.
The car now.
Just turn to him right now and be like, hey, you're in or you're out.
Yeah, but he already agreed that he's out, and now you're prolonging it.
Hey, look, I'm just trying to do me over here, you know? Got me all worked up about these YouTubers. I got like 80,000 followers.
Just the one.
Just the one YouTuber. Now, what is it that made you fall in love with this YouTuber?
Well, so my best friend, I'm allowed to tell you this, we've verified. My best friend is trans, so he got me into listening to this podcast.
Oh, that's awesome.
By these trans guys. Yeah. So now I'm just like having a learning party all the time in the car.
A learning party in the car. That's rad.
Me and Chase Ross were the same. I know.
That's awesome.
And parties are my favorite kind of parties. I get very awkward at other kinds of parties.
That became a very wholesome, uplifting story, and I'm sorry that I allowed my insecurity to completely steamroll the conversation.
No, it's okay.
I do that a lot, my insecurity. It overtakes me, overwhelms me, even at the age of 37.
I understand. My insecurity and anxiety will probably also continue to overtake me when I am 36.
I'm 37, but thank you so much. It never goes
Oh,
away.
okay, when I'm 37.
The insecurity
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
never goes away. 37. Okay. And I got a lot of good things going on in my life, and I got a beautiful woman who loves me. The insecurity never stops.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just venting. I'm venting to a 25-year-old member of the Moravian faith who's an expert on Italian madrigals. That's what I'm doing on the phone.
I'm not an expert.
You got a
I
master's
went to school
degree.
for a couple years.
How many people?
Yeah,
But how many people are there that are even concerning themselves with keeping the traditions of the Italian madrigal alive at this point?
not many.
So you're in the mix.
Why there's no money?
Yeah, of course you knew there was no money before you signed up for classes about Italian madrigals.
I know.
You knew there was no cash there. You're not looking to chase the
Yeah.
cash performing in wine cellars. You're about the art.
Yeah,
You're about the art.
it's true. I am about the art.
Wine cellars.
Yeah.
Have you performed in this wine cellar before?
Yeah, I've performed here a couple times, actually.
How do you like it?
I have a lot more success at shows than I do folk clubs.
I think your phone's breaking up because you maybe went inside a cellar.
I did not. I went outside.
Don't get mad at me.
I'm outdoors.
That's good. That's a good place to be.
Can you hear me again?
Now I can hear you.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
Items. Yeah, I have more success playing here than I do in like real folk clubs because here people don't have to pay to get in the door, and if you go sing at a folk club, people have to pay $20 to get through the door, and no one wants to do that, which is a bummer.
Yeah, you better bring the heat. You got to put on a $20 show now. You can't experiment as much. Can't be so loose.
Well, I've been trying to play less.
Play less.
Oh yeah, I've been trying to play less so I don't dilute my audience. It's a weird business.
Supply and
A
demand.
funny business. Exactly. If you play free shows all the time, no one's going to pay $20 to come see you ever.
Yeah, you got to be smart about this. You got to learn.
My best friend points at me knowingly.
I don't need a narration on your best friend who refuses to participate in this conversation. Frankly, the more you're pointing and mumbling your best friend does, and then I'm finding myself filled with what can only be described as a white hot rage. Can you hear it in my voice?
Wow.
Can you hear it in my voice? The rage?
I hear it. I hear the rage. Rage.
I think you can hear the rage. Unmitigated rage.
Yeah. It's still pretty. It's relatively chill for rage.
No,
it seems like.
I'm enraged right now. Full of rage.
Full of rage.
Whoa. That freaked me out.
I just got creepy.
You did? But that's okay.
Yeah.
How long's your set tonight?
Well, I'm scheduled for 3 hours, which is ridiculous.
That can't be true. Is that true?
Yeah, that's what happens when you're a singer-songwriter. People expect you to play for way too long and
What?
too little money.
My wife plays in a punk rock band. Their sets are like half an hour, and they usually come in under.
I know.
You play for 3 hours at a time?
I mean, not all the time. Like, when I do play at folk clubs and I'm the opening act, I play for like half an hour. But
You got to play 3 hours of
makes me more
original
money.
songs tonight?
well, I do some covers.
3 hours? What are you talking? What? That's like an endurance feat.
Yeah,
Do people stay the whole
but
time?
it's what happens. Sometimes, some people do.
People sit and listen to folk.
If my mom were coming, she would, but she's going to the beach.
3 hours. This is the most shocking thing that's ever been said on this podcast. It's the most shocked I've ever
Dude.
been.
That's just what happens.
It's not what happens. I've
But
seen
people
so much
expect
music
it.
in my
Well,
life. I've
people
never
expect
seen a band play for 3 hours.
Yeah, but it's not a band. People want these singer-songwriters in Nowhereville. Just kidding. I love my hometown. But it's like a somewhat regular thing that people will expect one person to sing for 3 hours for like $100.
That's how much you get? $100?
I think 125 is this gig.
$125 for 3 hours. I guess that's a good hourly rate. That's a pretty good hourly rate.
Yeah, but when you're like talking about your instrument being worn out, it's okay. I'm not actually bitter about it. It's kind of cool to learn to do that with my body.
So we're going to get off the phone in 8 minutes. You're going to then sing for 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I'm going to take a break in the middle and drink some wine.
How long's the break?
I don't know. However long I decide, probably. As long as it's not ridiculous.
I've done comedy for 90 minutes. That's the longest I've ever done it. 17 years I've been at this game.
But also, like, comedy, you have to do the same thing because people, I don't know. I'm just assuming that people are actually staying seated and listening to you. But, like, with music, probably most of the people who come here at 7 p.m. are not going to be here at 9:55, so I could, like, do a song again, you know?
Okay. I'm just worried
It
about
doesn't
you.
necessarily have to be 3 hours.
I didn't realize you were trying to get in the fucking Guinness Book of World Records tonight for the longest performance in a wine cellar that's ever happened.
I'm not the longest performance in a wine cellar.
That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing.
No, because people do it all the time.
I'm shocked
Like
by this.
4 nights a week they do that here.
I'm shocked by this. People have told me about escaping from cults on this show. They've told me about finding out
That's true.
that their husband was attracted to children on this show. They've told me
True.
about so many things on this show. I've never been more shocked than I am to hear that a folk singer is required to sing for 3 hours in a wine cellar. I've never been more shocked. My jaw is on the floor right now. My jaw's on the fucking floor.
Nuh-uh, because you're talking really clearly, and if your jaw were on the floor, you would not be talking really clearly.
Your logic has won out yet again. You've out-logicked me.
Yeah, see, I studied singing. I know that if your jaw were on the floor, you couldn't say words.
You've out-logicked me once
That's what
again.
you learn in music school.
Yeah, yet again our feud comes to a head and you destroy me.
Yeah. Are we still in a fight? Are we really feuding? I don't believe you.
We're furious at each other right now. We're furious.
Okay, that's good to know.
You're blind with rage.
I'm glad to know. I'm curious.
You're blind with rage, and I'm
Yeah.
just hoping it calms down.
That's me.
Yeah, I know. And your best friend's sitting there egging you on.
I always sort of wondered if I got through, if he would ever talk. I have one friend who I know would have talked to you if I'd ever gotten through when I was with her, but now she'll just hear this later and be like, oh no, why were you with me?
And then we got this best friend sitting next to you like a silent monitor. Makes me very insecure.
Well, he's not next to me now because I just went back out to my car because I don't know where my mic stand is.
I knew you were going to forget something. I knew it. Being on this call was very distracting. Now you don't got a mic stand. They're going to say now you only get $115 tonight. We're docking you $10.
But if I forgot my mic stand, that means that I forgot my mic stand in the city I live in now, which is like 5 hours away. So if I
Show
honestly
canceled.
forgot my mic
Show
stand, there was nothing I was
canceled.
going to do about it.
Show canceled. Your best friend will have to stand there for 3 hours and just hold the mic for you.
I bet he would.
Look at that. That's a good best friend.
I don't know. We could come up with some other solution. Mic stand! Got it. Nailed it.
That's
No,
the
it's just
best song
underneath
of
this
all.
pizza box I've never used.
That's the best song of the whole night. Mic stand. Got it. That's the best song I've ever heard.
Yeah.
It's my new favorite song.
Yeah.
Now I know why
That's
they call
really-
you the
that's my
new Julia
genre.
Nunes. That's why you're the new Julia Nunes.
Have you listened to Julia Nunes?
Can't say that I have, but I'll check it out.
Okay, but she has a song that she released on a really legit album called Pizza. And I feel like that song is just an example of the thing that I do. Except for her, it's on a legit album and like really well produced.
You'll get there someday, right? You want to put out albums? You can do that.
Yeah, well, I put out albums. It's just that I'm small and nobody knows about them.
But that's okay. That's the best times. That's
Maybe
the best
someday they'll
times
know
as an
about
artist.
them.
When you're worried about it and you're small and you're just in the trenches with your friends, you look back at those times and you're like, I wish I hadn't stressed so hard because that was the most fun stretch. Figuring it out, seeing if we would land on our feet.
Well, and I know people are on my team. That's definitely the best part.
Who's on your team?
Like, my best friend's on my team. My mom's on my team. My dad's on my team. If I ever actually figure it out, he's going to play bass on my next album.
Your dad is?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He's pretty cool. He's a cool dude. He's very nice. I feel like my dad got a bad rap because all I said was that he made some comment about how, I don't know, whatever I said that he said.
Yeah,
But he's great.
I don't remember it either. to be fair.
He's my favorite guy.
That's great.
Maybe except my cat. Just
Why
kidding.
are you mad
My
at
dad's
me?
my favorite
Why
cat.
are you so mad at me right now?
I'm not mad at you.
You seem like you're so mad at me right now.
I'm not mad.
Okay.
I'm not mad. I'm nervous because it's coming towards the end, and have I even said anything except sang a song about a mic stand?
I mean, you told us a lot about the Moravian Church. You told us a decent amount about that, Tanzania.
Yeah.
Got 2 minutes left if you want to drop any bombs.
I also went on a tour in 2011.
You did?
Just giving myself. I went on a tour in 2011 where I just stayed exclusively with Moravians and their friends.
A
Maybe that's
Moravian
not true.
tour?
I think we slept on like a couch or two. No, I mean a hotel or two. I think we stayed in a hotel twice. But otherwise we went from the East Coast to the West Coast and back and just crashed with Moravians who didn't know us. We were just like, hey, we're Moravians.
Were you singing
Can
religious
I stay
songs?
on your floor? No.
So these were just your regular shows?
I have a whole genre. I have a whole secret genre of music that I call my sneaky Jesus songs.
You got sneaky Jesus
Because
songs.
they're like spiritual, but you wouldn't know unless you know, you know?
Okay, so you got some sneaky Jesus songs. So you were just touring as per usual and used your Moravian faith as a way to say, my community, please support me. Free lodging.
Yeah, exactly. Free lodging, free food. And then we went on adventures,
You did?
like to a cranberry marsh.
What?
And I got licked by a baby cow.
Huh?
Yeah.
You mean you got licked by a baby cow? You went to a petting zoo?
There was a baby cow because there were Moravians. And no, I went to Wisconsin. That was definitely Wisconsin.
It's a farm?
So we went to the cranberry marsh and got licked by a baby cow.
Got licked by a baby cow in a cranberry marsh in Wisconsin. We should have started with
Well,
that.
they were separate. There was a farm and then there was a cranberry marsh. Yeah.
Cranberry marsh and then a farm. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't make
I
too
guess
much
I probably
sense if a
could have told
baby
you a lot
cow.
of things. I didn't.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Baby cow, cranberry marsh, those don't mix. Unless you were saving a baby cow from drowning in a marsh.
No, I did once drag a baby cow across a field in Honduras, though.
Now you got 20 seconds to explain that, and then the phone hangs up.
Well, we were trying to give vaccinations to these cattle in Honduras at this Moravian clinic that's there, and this baby cow did not want any vaccinations, so we dragged it across the field. And that's my story.
The cow was pretty pissed off, huh?
Yeah. We also vaccinated puppies. They were great. I mean, we dewormed them. We didn't vaccinate them. You can't give puppies cow vaccines.
Thank you so much, caller. I hope the gig is still going well because I imagine you're still singing all these hours later. 3 hours is too much. You should demand more money for that amount of time. That's insane. Anyway, thank you so much for calling. Thank you to your best friend who never spoke. Made me furious. Not really. So much love to your best friend. Thank you to the Reverend John DeLore and Greta Cohn who helped build this show in the early days. Thank you to Jared O'Connell in the booth. Thank you, Shellshag, for all the music. Want to know more about me, where I'm going to be, especially beautiful anonymous live dates? ChrisGethard.com has all that info. If you like the show, rate, review, subscribe on Apple Podcasts. It really does help. If you haven't done it, help us out. Go for it. That's all the business. We'll see you next time on Beautiful Anonymous.
Kiss me face to face.
Want to once again thank Sonos for bringing us this episode. When I started with Sonos, I said, okay, this can be so hard to set up one of these. No, it took about 10 minutes, and then I just had this clear, great audio system in my house. It was really great. You can do curated music, on-demand music, the music you already got on your phone. You want to do any of the subscription-based services, Sonos got you covered. Any room or every room all at once. Now, for a limited time, Sonos is offering the listeners of Beautiful Anonymous 10% off one order, $2,500 or less for any product on Sonos.com. Use the promo code STORIES10, that's capital letters, STORIES10 at SONOS.com to receive this offer. Next time on Beautiful Anonymous, a scientist lets us know what's really going on this planet Earth of ours. How screwed are we? Are we really screwed?
Okay, I don't like to call it global warming because I think that is a misleading term because the Earth isn't just warming. We're seeing lots of different extremes that we've never seen before. The Earth will be fine without us. It's gone through 6 mass extinction. Well, 5. We're in the 6th mass extinction in geological history. I mean, the Earth has seen some shit. Sorry, Sally.
Yeah. No, sorry, Aunt Karen, too. That's next time on Beautiful Anonymous. Kick down the door, make your mark at Earwolf, Joe.
Hey, we got a new podcast coming to Earwolf. It's called Dr. Game Show. It's a podcast where we play games submitted by listeners regardless of quality or content. We play them with in-studio comedian guests and people that call from all over America.
Mom, I'm on Dr. Game Shows. Don't talk to me.
Oh, yeah. Mom will know what that sentence means.
Bing bong.
Oh my God, you are a lazy egg yolk.
Okay, weird.
I found a human finger in the woods.
Oh my God.
There's a little anxiety in the room right now. I could feel it.
What's going on? It's Meow O'Clock. It's your boy, Professor Meow Mix in the house.
That's gonna be a hit single.
I'm hosting it. My name is Joe Firestone, and this is Manolo Moreno.
That makes sense.
When they go Manolo, we go Mano High.
Check it out for family fun. Coming to Earwolf October
25th.
Great. It really went off the rails, but in a way that I think can work. Like and subscribe.
This has been an Earwolf production, executive produced by Scott Ackerman, Chris Bannon, and Colin Anderson. For more information and content, visit earwolf.com.